I love new stadium projects. I do. You know me. I love it. I love when teams are after new stadiums or new arenas or new baseball ballparks. I love talking to you about all the public things that these teams do and how full of absolute hooey they are. I love when there's an announcement of a new stadium and everyone gets excited, and I get to tell you, because I'm a bit of a Grinch in this regard, I get to tell you, no, not exactly. That's not exactly the truth. The Denver Broncos are latest in my crosshairs because, man, they upped the ante. Now, Stu Sternberg was amazing when he did that whole press conference on the field announcing the stadium in St. Petersburg. We've saved baseball. Everything's great. Here's a picture of it. Let's take a tour. Didn't happen. Not happening. Man, I loved it when Ted Leonsis, the owner of the Wizards Capitals, announces, hey, man, new stadium, we're in. Oh, sorry, couple things we got to do before then. The Chicago Bears, downtown Chicago, we're in. Oh, out, we're in Arlington Park. Oh, out, in. I love all of it. The Broncos are trying a different approach, but there's a lot of holes in their approach. To all my friends in Denver, please just pay attention for the next few moments. A letter was written not just by your owners, your great owners, very good people, right? They're very good in the community, the Walmart people. You love Penner, you love the new ownership, you were tired of the Bolin fighting. You got a mayor of Denver in, governor of Colorado in. They all signed a letter that starts with Dear Broncos Country. I always love that. I would go with Dear Marlins fans, Dear Marlins Country, trying to make believe that we've got such a huge following because I'll tell you, around the country, a lot of people are interested in the Denver Broncos' new stadium plan. Nope. But anyway, Dear Broncos Country. Today marks an important step forward in a shared vision for the Denver Broncos, the city of Denver, and the state of Colorado. I would have added something right off the top. Don't forget, owners, when you're doing letters like this that are going to turn out to be scrutinized and that are going to turn out to be not exactly forthcoming or true, put the fans in there right off the top. Today marks an important step forward in a shared vision for the fans of the Denver Broncos, the team, the organization, the city, the state. But they just forgot that. But okay, maybe the second paragraph will get better. Together, we are pleased to announce historic Burnham Yard in the heart of Denver as the preferred site for a world-class retractable roof stadium anchoring a dynamic mixed-use district. Interesting. Preferred site. I've got a preferred site right next to the AAA in downtown Miami. How did that go? I've got a preferred site right in the parking lot next to Dolphin Stadium. How did that go? I got a preferred site in the swamps of Jersey. How did that go? I like the word preferred. You got to use the word preferred because you want to say, hey, we prefer it, but a done deal? A done deal. We haven't even spoken to the owners of Burnham Yard, the Colorado Department of Transportation, but let's not quibble. Let's not get in the way of the excitement of the announcement. And then they wanted to make sure, paragraph 3, right there, in the spirit of a true civic partnership. There's music playing in the background in my head. I've got a little tear welled up in my eye as I'm so thrilled to talk to you about civic partnership. We're here for you, the fans, the community, the taxpayers. In the spirit of true civic partnership, the Walton Penner Family Ownership Group will privately fund this investment. No way. Paragraph 3, you're privately funding? That's the lead. That should be the top. It should be the headline of the letter. Dear Broncos Country, this entire project will be privately financed. There will not be one penny of your money to be put into this project. To put it in paragraph 3, that must mean there's something else in here. Hold on. Let's put on the old spectacles. Let's look closely at the letter and find out why paragraph 3 started in the spirit of true civic partnership. It will be privately funded. No new taxes. Very funny. I got to say that too. No new taxes, just a reallocation of existing taxes. Shh, don't tell anyone. We are not going to raise the tax rate. We are going to keep the tax rate that was going to expire for a stadium district, and we're going to renew it. That's not a new tax. It's the continuation of an old tax. That's an old trick that we all use, so we can say there's no new taxes. However, it is a new tax because the old one would have expired. Or you can say it's not a new tax because there's a bucket of money that's used for a bunch of things, and you're going to take from that bucket. And that bucket's already full of stuff. So you're not creating any new buckets, but you're taking from a bucket that stops that bucket from giving to something else. But shh, it's a third paragraph statement. 4. While this is an exciting milestone, we recognize there's much more work to be done ahead of a completion for the 2031 NFL season, 6 years from now. So tell me, why? I thought that you have your site and you're paying for it by yourself. What exactly am I missing? What am I missing if you're only spending your own money and you don't need votes, you don't need approval, you don't need anything? You're buying land and building like I'd build a house. I guess I need permits. Is that it? I wonder why it's taking until 2031. Let's see. Uh-oh. Today is not yet a celebration, but rather a meaningful checkpoint reflecting years of research, collaboration, and planning? I'm sorry, folks. I just don't fully understand what we're doing here. We're down in paragraph 4. We thought this was a big day. Now we're understanding you're just saying this is where you want to build. We have teams announce this every month. Gedankenstick. We want to build here. No, we want to build there. We'll build anywhere we can get a deal, but it's going to be private. Hold on. They're also telling you about all the great community benefits that will be part of this deal. Why do you need community benefits in a deal with all private money? There's got to be something I'm missing here. There's got to be public involvement. Let's see. Next paragraph. We are going to revitalize Burnham Yard. Guess what, folks? Guess what the public's going to have to do? Guess where there's going to be a vote? Are you ready? Wait for it. Yes, the dreaded infrastructure. Now, keep in mind, when the public does infrastructure for a ballpark, but not part of construction, you get to say the ballpark is constructed with private money, except the amount of public money that goes into it is huge. And the public could have put money into the construction and had you pay for the public infrastructure, like ingress or egress or parking or permitting or all sorts of other various costs that exist. But this way, when you make the public do something that you can call public infrastructure, and then you make the private people build the actual building, you get to say it's a building built with private money. Isn't that convenient? Now, the mayor came out and said, hey, we're not spending any public dollars on the stadium itself. Listen carefully to the words because they're not lying to you. When a spokesman for the Colorado Department of Transportation, which owns Burnham Yard, says, hey, haven't seen one thing about the deal yet. Understand what that means. When they require something, the Colorado Department of Transportation, in order to make the land deal, the Broncos are going to go to the public and say, hey, governor, mayor, we're not giving them that. We can't agree to that. You got to give them a little something to make them want to do this deal. The point is, this announcement by the Broncos, it's a nothing burger, but it looked good. It was a really cool letter signed by a lot of important people. But guess what? Done deal? It's about as done as a 3-minute egg.